Since the last summer 2019, I started three social impact projects. I initiated a youth-led organization in Barcelona, I co-founded a social clothing brand, and months later, I grouped with a team to develop a platform to incentivize volunteering. I was really inspired at that moment, and I knew I wanted to make the world a better place. Fast forward now, August 2020, these three projects have failed. I was, and still I am, completely devastated. And from this moment, I knew I needed to find a solution. So recently, I started to write a book to address the following question: what makes a great social impact leader? A leader that creates change for the betterment of the society. So far, until now, I interviewed 17 changemakers, social entrepreneurs, civic innovators, you name it. And by analyzing the different patterns, I would like to share with you three traits that I found really captivating that makes a great social impact leader. First, empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. I had the opportunity to interview Mr. Parag Mankikar, an Ashoka Fellow from India, and founder of Real Lives, a simulated game that promotes empathy. Before creating Real Lives, he was a doctor. However, he was a doctor until something meaningful happened for him in 2001. One day in 2001, a woman came desperately to the hospital. He found out that she was not only pregnant, but also she had problems to deliver the girl. It was a life and death situation. His colleague, who was the specialist, told him that if the operation takes place, the mother and the child will die. Parag desperately told him, just imagine that these individuals were your mother and sister. What would you do? With his empathetic trait, Parag convinced his colleague to do so, and the operation finally succeeded. Here, Parag realized the importance of empathy, and he decided to leave his job the following year and initiated Real Lives, a simulated game that promotes empathy. Now, Real Lives is one of the top 5 simulation games on CNET. Secondly, gambtion. Gambtion is a trait of having a spirited initiative and resourcefulness. I had the opportunity to interview Amonge Sinshoto. She is one of the top 200 young South Africa leaders 2019 by Advance Media, and she is the founder of Blackboard Africa, a youth-led organization that empowers the next generation of African leaders. She founded this initiative because she was tired of conventional African stories being narrated scornfully. Especially, it was due to her little brother's comment. One day, her brother told her that black people were not capable of doing certain things, just because for being black. And in that moment, Amonge was really crushed. Her brother, who was just 6 years old, has already these hierarchical thoughts. And by facing this problem and empathizing with it, Amonge had the gumption to develop Blackboard Africa. Firstly, to change African narratives, and secondly, to empower the next generation of African leaders. Thirdly and lastly, multiplier effect. The multiplier effect is the ability to reduce a domino effect to generate a greater impact. A great example that has this quality is Siam Brown. She's the founder of Tuksres Women in Leadership Academy, the largest student-led organization in South Africa. She firstly empathized with the problem, which was just male students were taking leadership positions in the university. She had the gumption to start the organization to empower and instill leadership skills in women students. But also, she used the trait of multiplier effect to generate a greater impact. The female students who were receiving seminars on leadership and other skills Every twice a month, they had to go to underprivileged schools to teach what they learned to younger schoolgirls. So, two groups of people get benefited from this organization. And in fact, nowadays, Duke's Leadership Academy has generated an impact on 1,500 female leaders and 700 schoolgirls in just 5 years. To wrap up, empathy, gambtion, and multiplier effect are just some of the traits that these social impact leaders have. Despite having failed 3 social impact-oriented projects, now I am more confident to develop my future endeavors to make the world a better place. Thank you so much.